that, but I'm choosing, even on my worst days, to not let the negativity bring me down, because at the end of the day, I mean, when I was negative and I lived and breathed negativity, it showed on my family, it showed on my children, it showed on myself. It shows, like, it really truly shows. So you have to, what I do now is, and again, don't get me wrong, I have my bad days, I have my off days, we all do, we're human, right? But on those days, I choose to do something that will bring me up, whether it's reading a book, or reading a quote, or reading something, finding something positive to read, because I'm choosing to be better in life, and I choose happiness, I choose drama-free life. I want a drama-free life. Oh my gosh, Colorado makes me feel like it's drama-free life, because Colorado is just amazing, absolutely amazing. Sorry, but that's how I feel. I feel at peace here in Colorado, and everyone wonders why we moved to Colorado, because I do. I feel at peace here. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to describe it. I just feel, I feel at home, if that makes sense at all. So I don't know if I am helping anyone today. Comment something. I feel like I'm rambling, I'm not making sense, but I felt like I needed to share today, share from my heart. I never make sense. Sometimes I feel like I ramble. That's my insecurity coming in. It's my confidence trying to attack me. But I feel like I can relate to somebody, and somebody can relate to me and feel the same, you know? I was never the smartest kid on the block. I worked my tail off to fight through school. I was not a book, like Chris is a book smart person. He reads something one time and he's like, it's memorized. Me, just with me this morning, I just hop out of the shower and I'm getting ready. My mother-in-law's here today, so she flew in to spend 2 weeks with the girls, and her and my father-in-law are going to babysit the kids while we are in Punta Cana. So I'm really excited. We're gonna go to the store and wander around a little bit today. So you're here with me getting ready, because it's a busy day for me. Have to finalize our taxes today, so that's gonna be, get that out of the way before we leave. So good morning, Christina. Sorry, I'm getting ready. Hey, Mandy. You gotta exfoliate. Best exfoliator for your lips ever. So I wanted to come on here to get ready and talk to you guys, because a lot has happened this past year, and this day last year I made the biggest decision that I made in a long time, and that was to officially make my initial purchase with Lavelle. Hey, Michelle. So today marks 1 year anniversary for my Thrive experience. And I can't believe it, because I almost forgot. Like, I forget what month we're in. So this time last year, I was a free customer for a little over a month with my buddy Mandy, and I finally said, okay, I had enough with the way I felt, and it was time for me to make a change. And I know that I was a skeptic for 14 months. I was the worst friend ever to Mandy. Sorry, the lighting's horrible in here. Morning, Sarah. So I was the worst friend. I ignored her posts, I ignored her text messages, I ignored anything she had mentioned about Thrive. I pretty much ignored her. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm a little bit away from the phone. so I can get ready properly. So anyway, so I was the worst friend whatsoever with Mandy, and she basically didn't give up on me. She knew my struggles. She knew, you know, what I was going through, like health-wise. You know, I had 2 kids, brand new mom still. Even though my daughter's 3, I'm still a brand new mom. So like it was just a lot on me, and I was working 2 jobs, one full-time, one part-time. So I was working about 60 hours a week and still a stay-at-home mom all day long. So I was really exhausted, tired, drained. I couldn't focus. I couldn't think straight. Look at the eyebrows.
After the Watts family murders shocked the world, millions of people did something almost impossible to resist. They went back and watched Shanann Watts' Facebook Live videos, family photos, and home recordings again and again, searching for clues that might explain how such an unimaginable tragedy could happen. Every smile, every conversation, every glance between Chris and Shanann suddenly became the subject of intense discussion. People asked the same haunting question: were the warning signs there all along? At first glance, many of those family videos appeared completely ordinary. Shanann laughed with Bella and Cece, celebrated birthdays, promoted her business, and shared everyday moments with friends and followers. Chris often appeared beside her as the quiet husband, smiling for family photographs, playing with the girls, or standing in the background while Shanann spoke. To those watching in real time, nothing in those videos clearly suggested the horrifying events that would later unfold. But after August 13, 2018, everything changed. Viewers began replaying those same clips with the knowledge of what Chris Watts would eventually admit to doing. Moments that once seemed insignificant suddenly looked different. Some questioned Chris' expressions, his tone of voice, or his body language. Others believed they noticed emotional distance that had gone unnoticed before. Yet it's important to remember that hindsight has a powerful effect. Once people know the ending of a story, it's natural to reinterpret earlier events through that new perspective. Investigators approached those videos very differently. Rather than relying on impressions or body language, detectives focused on evidence that could be independently verified. They examined phone records, surveillance footage, witness interviews, forensic findings, financial records, and digital data. While the public searched old videos for hidden clues, investigators built a case using facts that could be proven in court. That distinction is one of the reasons the Watts investigation remains an important example of evidence-based police work. If you enjoy respectful, evidence-based true crime documentaries that separate verified facts from internet speculation, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who value carefully researched stories. In the next chapter, we'll take a closer look at the public videos themselves, examining why so many people believed they saw warning signs after the tragedy, and why investigators remained focused on documented evidence instead of hindsight. As viewers continued revisiting Shanann Watts' public videos, certain moments became the focus of endless online discussion. Chris Watts often appeared quiet while Shanann enthusiastically shared updates about their family, her work, or everyday life. Some viewers believed his reserved personality hinted at unhappiness, while others pointed to brief facial expressions or moments of silence as evidence that something was wrong. Years later, those clips continue circulating across social media as people debate whether the warning signs were visible all along. One of the most discussed videos is the family's pregnancy announcement, where Shanann happily reveals they are expecting another baby. After the murders, many viewers claimed Chris' reaction seemed less enthusiastic than they would expect. Others pointed to holiday videos, birthday celebrations, or family live streams, suggesting his behavior appeared emotionally distant. However, it's important to recognize that people naturally interpret those moments differently once they already know how the story ends. The same video that once looked like an ordinary family memory can appear completely different when viewed through the lens of tragedy. Investigators did not base their conclusions on these videos. Law enforcement understands that body language alone cannot establish motive, intent, or guilt. A quiet personality, an awkward smile, or a brief pause during a conversation is not reliable evidence of criminal behavior. Many people who watched those videos before August 2018 saw nothing unusual at all. It was only after Chris Watts confessed that viewers began assigning new meanings to moments that had previously seemed ordinary. That doesn't mean the videos have no value. They provide an authentic glimpse into the family's daily life and help preserve memories of Shanann, Bella, and Cece. They also show how difficult it can be to recognize serious relationship problems from the outside. Public appearances rarely reveal everything happening behind closed doors, and social media often captures only carefully selected moments rather than the complete reality of someone's life. If you're enjoying this carefully researched true crime documentary, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who appreciate evidence-based storytelling. Your support helps us continue producing responsible documentaries that separate verified facts from speculation. In the next chapter, we'll move beyond public videos and examine the documented warning signs investigators actually uncovered through text messages, phone records, witness interviews, and digital evidence. Facts that painted a far clearer picture of what was happening inside the Watts family during the final weeks before the tragedy. As detectives dug deeper into the Watts case, they discovered that the most significant warning signs were not hidden in Facebook videos or family photographs. They were found in private conversations, text messages, phone records, and digital evidence collected during the investigation. Unlike body language, these pieces of evidence could be independently verified, allowing investigators to build an accurate picture of what was happening in the weeks before August 13.
What's going through your mind right now?
I don't know where my kids are. I don't know where Shanann is. It's not something I could ever fathom would happen in my lifetime, and I have no inclination of where she is. We've reached out to friends, family. Both of our families are back in North Carolina, so they're beside themselves. Like, we all have friends in North Carolina. We have friends here. We have friends everywhere, and not knowing like where she is or where the kids are, I don't know what to do right now. I just feel so alone in this house right now, and I don't know where to go from here right now.
And you said you had to stay here by yourself last night. When I opened the door, it's like you're almost like...
I mean, my heart's racing a mile a minute. I mean, everything that's happening the last few days, it's earth-shattering right now. It's like my world's been turned upside down. It's like I have friends that have offered I didn't feel like I should have left last night, like just in case, like maybe she came back, maybe the kids came back, maybe something happened, maybe there's a knock on the door. I wanted to be here. I didn't think last night was a good time to stay with anybody else, or, I mean, I want friends to be here with me because that just makes me feel better.
And how do you think the police have responded so far?
It's been amazing. They've been in constant contact. Frederick Police Department, detectives, officers, sergeants. They have the dogs coming through to get scents. I mean, they've been on top of everything. Missing persons reports. They've been.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
She said she was going to her friend's house with the kids, and that's the last thing I heard, and that was it. It was very vague, and it was very... I don't have no inclination of where she is. Every friend that I've called that has a car seat that could have come and got her,
And you saw her yesterday morning?
Yeah, I saw her yesterday morning. She got back from the airport, and I mean, she has to be somewhere. In my heart, I believe that she is somewhere, and I hope that she is safe.
Search dog go in your house right now to get a scent. A line of police cars.
I'm so happy that they're here right now doing everything that they can. It scares the living crap out of me right now, just knowing that it's come to this and that she didn't come home last night with the kids. Like, Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, if you're out there, please, just come home.
And you, yesterday when her friends were calling frantic, something in you said, well, she'll just be home.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like her not to answer a phone call or a text. And when her friend Nicole showed up at the door, I was just like, all right, something's up. And I came home, and it was like I walked into a ghost town. Like everything, she wasn't here. Kids weren't here. It was just they were here, and then they were gone.
Yeah. And did you see the kids in the morning too?
Just in the monitor.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you leave really early.
Mm-hmm.
2018. One of the clearest findings came from Shanann Watts' own messages to her closest friends. During her business trip to North Carolina and later to Arizona, she repeatedly expressed concern that Chris had become emotionally distant. She described feeling confused by his sudden lack of affection and worried that something had changed in their marriage. Friends encouraged her to keep communicating with him, believing the relationship could still be repaired. Shanann herself remained hopeful, discussing counseling, family vacations, and ways they might reconnect after she returned home. As investigators reviewed Chris Watts' phone records and interviews, they uncovered evidence that he had begun an affair with coworker Nico Kessinger. That discovery helped explain many of the changes Shanann had been experiencing, but could not fully understand at the time. Detectives combined cell phone records, text messages, financial transactions, GPS information, surveillance footage, and witness statements to establish a detailed timeline. Together, these verified facts painted a far more reliable picture than any interpretation of public videos ever could. Looking back, many people understandably feel that the warning signs seem obvious today. But it's important to remember that hindsight changes how events are perceived. Shannon's friends knew she was worried about her marriage, but they had no reason to believe the situation would end in unimaginable violence. Relationship problems are common, while tragedies like this are extraordinarily rare. That distinction reminds us why investigators rely on documented evidence instead of assumptions or retrospective interpretations. If you're enjoying this evidence-based documentary, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who appreciate carefully researched true crime content. Your support helps us continue producing responsible documentaries that separate verified facts from speculation, while honoring the victims with dignity and respect. In the next chapter, we'll examine how detectives used forensic science, surveillance footage, witness interviews, and digital evidence to reconstruct the final days before the murders, revealing how the investigation uncovered the truth step by step. As the investigation progressed, detectives shifted their attention from theories to evidence. Every phone call, every text message, every surveillance recording, and every witness interview became another piece of a puzzle that would eventually reveal the truth. Instead of asking whether someone appeared suspicious in a family video, investigators focused on facts that could be independently verified and presented in court. One of the first breakthroughs came from surveillance footage captured by neighbor Nate's security camera. Investigators reviewed the video alongside Chris Watts as he watched it in real time. They compared what the camera recorded with Chris' explanation of the morning's events, and continued testing every statement against the growing body of evidence. At the same time, detectives examined cell phone records, GPS data from Chris' work truck, financial transactions, and communications between the people connected to the case. Each source confirmed part of the timeline while helping investigators identify inconsistencies that required further investigation. Witness interviews also played a critical role. Friends described Shannon's concerns about her marriage during the final weeks of her life. Nichelle Atkinson explained why Shannon's sudden silence immediately alarmed her, leading to the welfare check that began the investigation within hours of Shannon's return home. Family members, coworkers, neighbors, and others contributed information that detectives carefully compared with digital records and forensic findings. Rather than relying on assumptions, investigators built a timeline supported by multiple independent sources of evidence. Perhaps the most important lesson from the investigation is that genuine warning signs are often recognized only after all the evidence has been assembled. Looking at a single text message, one surveillance clip, or one social media video rarely tells the whole story. It was only when detectives combined every verified piece of information that the complete picture emerged, ultimately leading Chris Watts to plead guilty. The case demonstrated the importance of patience, careful analysis, and evidence-based investigation over speculation or hindsight. If you found this documentary informative, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who appreciate carefully researched true crime content. Your support helps us continue producing respectful documentaries that focus on facts rather than rumors. In the final chapter, we'll reflect on why so many people believe the warning signs were obvious only after the tragedy, what lessons can genuinely be learned from this case, and why the memories of Shanann Watts, Bella Watts, Cece Watts, and baby Nico should remain at the center of every discussion.
Hi guys, so we're doing the $600 drawing tonight for the 4K by the 25th. Everyone who reached 4K is getting their name into the drawing. So the first one is Chris Watts. Chris Watts. And then we have Christina Meacham. And then we have Michelle Davis. Good luck, guys. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. All right, now pick one. Thank you. Michelle Davis, congratulations. Say good job. No more. We got a winner. We have a winner. Say good job. Good job.
As we reach the end of this documentary, one question continues to linger. Were the warning signs really there for everyone to see, or do they only seem obvious because we already know how the story ends? The Watts case reminds us that hindsight is incredibly powerful. Once people know the outcome of a tragedy, it's natural to revisit old videos, conversations, and photographs looking for clues that might explain what happened. But investigators learn the truth through evidence, not by interpreting expressions or replaying social media clips. Throughout this documentary, we've seen that the most significant warning signs were uncovered through documented facts. Shanann Watts' text messages revealed her growing concern about the state of her marriage. Phone records, surveillance footage, witness interviews, forensic findings, and digital evidence helped detectives reconstruct the final days with remarkable accuracy. Together, those independent sources created a timeline that ultimately led Chris Watts to accept responsibility by pleading guilty. It wasn't one dramatic moment or hidden clue that solved the case. It was careful, methodical police work supported by verifiable evidence. There is also an important human lesson in this story. Many people experience relationship difficulties, emotional distance, or communication problems without those situations ever leading to violence. That is why it's impossible and unfair to assume that ordinary relationship struggles automatically predict a tragedy. What friends and family can do is take loved ones seriously when they express fear, confusion, or emotional distress, offer support, and encourage open communication. While those actions cannot guarantee an outcome, compassion and attentiveness can make a meaningful difference in someone's life. Years after the murders, countless people continue discussing the Watts case, searching for answers that may never fully exist. Yet the most important truth remains unchanged. This story is not ultimately about hidden clues in old videos or speculation on the internet. It is about remembering Shanann Watts, Bella Watts, Celeste, Cece Watts, and baby Nico, 4 lives that were taken far too soon. Honoring their memories with dignity, accuracy, and respect is far more meaningful than trying to find certainty in moments that were never meant to predict the future. Thank you for watching this evidence-based documentary. If you found this analysis thoughtful and informative, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who appreciate carefully researched true crime content. Your support helps us continue producing documentaries that separate verified facts from speculation while keeping the focus where it belongs, on the victims, the evidence, and the pursuit of truth.